A woman screamed that I stole her family's hotel suite, and she wasn't wrong that I'd fought for it, just not the way she thought. I'm a single mom. I raised my daughter alone on a paycheck from the diner where I've worked nights for 6 years. Every month I put $20 into an envelope taped inside my closet. It took me 3 years to save enough for one weekend at a hotel my daughter had circled in a magazine since she was 7. When I finally booked the last suite with the balcony, I didn't tell her. I wanted it to be a surprise. We checked in on a Friday afternoon, and I was still holding the key card when a woman came storming down the hallway in a white robe, her hair wrapped in a towel like she already owned the place. "That's our suite," she said, pointing at the door number in my hand. "I'm sorry," I said. "This is the room we booked." She laughed, short and sharp. "You don't understand. My husband is a surgeon. He just finished an 11-hour operation saving a little boy's life, and he needs this suite to recover. Not whatever you booked with your little discount." I felt my daughter's hand tighten around mine. "Ma'am, we've had this reservation for weeks," I said. "I saved for 3 years for this trip." Her face twisted like I'd insulted her. 3 years? For a hotel room? Meanwhile, my husband saves lives every single day, and you think your little vacation matters more than his recovery? Her husband appeared behind her in the doorway of what was clearly a different, smaller room, still in a t-shirt, looking exhausted in a way that had nothing to do with her performance. "Sarah, please," he said quietly. "This isn't—" "Don't!" she snapped without turning around. "I am handling this." He stepped back like he'd done that before. She turned back to me, her voice rising so it carried down the hallway. "You people always think you're entitled to the best of everything. Some of us actually earn what we have. My husband didn't get where he is by scraping together tips for years. He worked for it. I work every night," I said, my voice shaking but steady. "I haven't taken a day off in 6 years to save for this. My daughter has been waiting for this trip since she was 7 years old." "Cute story," she said, rolling her eyes at my daughter like she was a prop. "But my husband's exhaustion matters more than a kid's little fantasy weekend. Go find another room. I'm sure somewhere in this hotel there's something suitable for people like you." A hotel employee walking by slowed down, alarmed, and asked if everything was all right. Before I could answer, the woman spoke over me. "No, it's not all right. This woman is refusing to give up a suite that should belong to my husband, a surgeon, after everything he just did today." The employee looked between us, clearly uncomfortable, and said, "Ma'am, would you consider swapping rooms as a courtesy?" I could feel my daughter watching me, waiting to see what I would do. "No," I said. "This room is under my name. I paid for it in full. We're not moving." The woman's mouth fell open. Unbelievable. Some people have no decency. That's when the hotel manager walked up, having clearly been alerted. He checked his tablet, looked at the room number, then looked at her. "Ma'am, this reservation is under this guest's name, confirmed and paid 3 weeks ago. Your room is 214, which is the one you're currently standing outside of. There must be some upgrade available," she said, straightening her robe like that would help her case. "There isn't," he said flatly. "And I'd ask you to lower your voice. Other guests have already complained twice tonight." Her face went red. "Do you know who my husband is?" "I know exactly who's checked into which room," the manager said. "If there's another incident, I'll have to ask you both to leave the property without a refund." She opened her mouth, then closed it, grabbed her husband's sleeve, and stormed back into their room, muttering about how nobody respected doctors anymore. Her husband gave me an apologetic look over his shoulder before the door shut. I turned to my daughter, who was staring up at me with wide eyes. "Is this really our room, Mommy?" "It's really ours," I said, sliding the key card into the lock. The door opened onto the balcony she'd circled in that magazine 3 years ago, and for the first time all day, I let myself smile.